welcome back to Medicine for These Times. If you're enjoying any of these episodes, please leave a review. It only takes 2 seconds. I really appreciate it. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about something new that I'm studying and offering to the world. I haven't really announced that I'm offering this yet, but it's the intention that I'm going to be offering this as a part of my other offerings, and also interwoven into my group mastermind program, my private coaching I do with clients, my mindset coaching that I do with both private and group clients. So for the last, I don't know how many months, 4 or 5 months, I have been studying transformational neurolinguistic programming, which is also can be known as transformational subconscious reprogramming. That's kind of what I like to refer to it as, because neurolinguistic programming gets kind of a weird rap out there for various reasons. But I will say this, I have been wanting to study with my teachers for about 7 years. And for various reasons, I just never did. Time, the whole setup of it, the fact that the training started during the summer, I don't really like that. But about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, during a vision quest, I actually had a vision come through. I wasn't even trying to find my purpose on this vision quest. I have been feeling like I've been living my purpose for a very long time. But during the vision quest, I got a very specific vision of something that I would start to offer in a few years. And that was a few years ago. I planted the seed. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. Maybe I'll see how that manifests. I didn't really think it would happen, but I can feel, as I've been growing as a coach and witnessing my clients transforming in these really miraculous, beautiful ways. Over the years, I've started to realize that the kind of work I do is so much deeper than just business coaching. In the end, the goal is that people leave my mastermind program and they have a business and they have clients. That happens. That's the end result. But the pathway to get there is not always what you think it is. Most of the time, it's actually not what you think it is. A lot of the times, most people think, how do I market myself? How do I post online? How do I share so that people want to work with me? And yes, that is a part of it, but it's not, in the end, it's not going to work if you post on social media or Instagram 1,000,000 times a day if you don't even believe in yourself, or you feel like an imposter, or there's a subconscious program running behind the scenes about not deserving or receiving money or having issues with money or being at a dissonance with the connection between money and your sacred work in the world. Whatever it is, I've seen everything over the years. Belief in yourself, worthiness issues, a lot of ancestral programming around money, around, who you be in the world. And a lot of this you don't even know about. And so I speak from firsthand experience. So for many years, I have been doing these sessions with my teachers at least a few times a year. And they have been one of the best, first of all, one of the best integration tools I've found, in addition to somatic therapy and working with a coach and all the other things I do. Not only has it been great for integration of psychedelics and sacred medicines, but it has been one of the quickest, most powerful transformational tools where it just cuts down right through into the root of what is stopping you. And I had seen miracles happen with me, and I knew I needed to study this. So I had studied it a little bit a few years ago. I hadn't studied it to the level where I'm studying it now. I'd studied it just enough to weave it into my work that I do with my mastermind clients and my private clients. And I started seeing the results like, wow, like exponentially more effective and quicker and just straight to the point. The reality is, even if you learn all the marketing strategies in the world and post on Instagram and dance in a bikini, if you have trouble with one of these subconscious programs that are actually running you and you don't even know what it is, then and you're starting to wonder like, well, why am I not getting clients, or why am I having trouble with this, or why are people not saying yes to my program? You will see how it's actually something you don't even know about that's in the way of what it is you want. The theory is you would have what you wanted if there wasn't something in the way. That's what one of my teachers says. That's a very hard thing to believe. I know. It's like, well, I want $1 billion. I mean, but here's the thing. Do you really want $1 billion? Like, is that really what you're going after in life? Or are you just trying to get a few clients and make a really good living right now? And then maybe you can start going after the next level and then the next level. But really ask yourself, like, what is truly in the way? And sometimes, very often, people don't even know. They think what's really in the way is this one thing. But when you start to dig deeper with someone like me who offers transformational subconscious reprogramming sessions, what we do is we dig deeper into these layers and get to the root of what it is that's actually running the programming that is getting in the way of what you want. So, I've been doing this, I've been practicing, I've been offering it with clients. I mean, thankfully, I've done a lot of this myself and studied a fair amount of it to actually know, have a pretty good foundation while going into this training. But I will say, even in this training, doing practice sessions with others in the program, it has been unbelievable to see what has opened up, what has shifted in my reality, what shifted, you know, with the other people in just such a quick amount of time. And the great part of it is you don't have to do anything. Like, you just have to show up, do a session, and then there's nothing to do afterwards. You don't have to do homework. There's no integration of the session. It just integrates on its own. So that's one thing I really love about this modality. I find that in itself, it's an integration tool. It's also just a very quick and powerful transformational tool that a lot of master coaches and a lot of masters out there in the world have studied. So I am embarking on, I guess, my 4th or 5th month now into multiple levels of training. And I do intend to make this into a specific offering. I've been doing a lot of this with money mindset, abundance issues, worthiness, imposter syndrome, and also just helping clients really get to the bottom of what is running underneath the surface that they might not know about. And I will say this, like, it's an amazing tool. It's so fast, and whoa, it's been interesting being in the training myself and practicing myself to witness like my own growth and my own transformation moving along, yet also coming up against, I am a new student all of a sudden. Like, I have been learning, I learn all the time. I am a lifelong learner, but I've done mostly experiential learning, like in spaces where it's like, okay, I just learned through experience, or I learned through mistakes, or I learned through doing things right. But being in a totally new program and being like the new student, by the way, along with others, it's been very intense. It's been kind of scary at times. There was one time where I got really upset because I was like, I just don't get it. I mean, it's a lot that I'm learning and it's moving very fast. And it's just so incredible because it eventually embodies like any other training you do. Really, in the end, most of the training that we all do with our life's work or our soul's work is through experience. We have to get experience. So this is why I've actually been offering very low price sessions to people. And if this is of interest with you, to you, you can just reach out to me and we could set something up. I've also been doing some of this here on the podcast and doing this with my clients, and it's been a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to see what deepens with it. I already have an idea of how specifically I'm going to be using this in my work as someone who's here to help coaches and healers and space holders get their work out there more, and have you be serving at your highest and best, living the life you love, making the money you want, and really being of service and getting out of your own way. And that is my goal, is to help you and all my clients just get out of your way. And most of the time, most people don't even know what's in the way. And that's where this modality has just been a game changer. And by the way, this is not a new modality. It dates back to actually, it's interesting. There was a huge influx of kind of these like I wouldn't call it new, because it actually just took from neuroscience and psychology and energetics and ancestral. I mean, it takes from different lineages and kind of brings them together through a lot of scientific research to then create this modality of change. And this really took hold in the late 60s and early 70s, I think it is. So it's fairly new in the, 40, 50 years old. But it's also just so highly effective. And for those of you who've had sessions with masters, like I've been working with masters, people who've been practicing this for, 30 years since the origin of this modality. I have just seen magic, like ultimate magic. And it just goes to prove that our minds and our programming and our ancestry and our epigenetics and our energetics and what's like running the show that we don't even know about is just as important, or probably even way, way more important than just learning some marketing techniques. And what I've seen over and over, and what I teach in my mastermind, is when you learn these foundational pieces of your business, the structures, the clarity, the messaging, the marketing, that's the easiest part. It's this deeper layers of work that needs to also integrate with what you're doing. And that's what we do in my mastermind program. So I cannot wait to bring so much more of this into my mastermind, because what happens is business just gets easier, especially for those of you who don't like marketing or don't want to be doing it all that much. Well, what I always say is like, look, you still have to show up for your business, but do the deeper work. If you're not doing anything and you're not even working on your programming and your mindset and your subconscious, then you're doing nothing in the end. So, at the bare minimum, you learn all these, the structures, the kind of masculine that I teach you in the mastermind, and you do this deeper level work at the same exact time in the mastermind program. You just get results so much more magically, and with not just like ease, but it's like fun ease, like those really exciting, like, oh my God, I just got a new client out of the blue. Those are the most magical things that happen to my clients all the time. I have a client where it's like, we did a session recently with my mastermind client, and it was like, all of a sudden, everything just shifted. And she started getting opportunities. She got a couple clients. She's going on a business trip to speak at a conference. And she hasn't even posted anything on social media at all. I think even since maybe, I don't know, maybe in the last like 5 months, I haven't really seen anything. So it's very magical. And I'm so blessed and so excited to be able to share this with you and help you really get to what is running beneath what it is you want, because we are really entering into this day and age of, it's like the suffering, it's time to end the suffering. It's time to live in alignment with what it is you want, with what your soul is calling you to do, and stop like accepting life at 50%, go after what you want. And if that means you have to do some deeper work, and by the way, it's actually easy work. It's not traumatizing. The good news is, this is another thing I love about it. You cannot traumatize someone with it, and you cannot re-traumatize. It's like, even if we did a 15-minute session out of an hour and a half or 2 hours, you would still get results. You would still get something. And that's what I really love about it. So anyways, I just wanted to share this because it's a very exciting thing for me to offer out there in the world. And I can't wait to see how my business evolves and how I evolve as I go through this more and more. But I do know I'm going to be bringing a lot more of this in. I'm probably going to offer more private calls in the mastermind program as a result of studying this. So I'm really excited. If you want more information about the mastermind, you can just click the link here below or book a call with me to learn more. I can't wait to see you in there. Lots of love.